So, we had this pretty wild idea. We took all of Carl Jung's most important works. We're talking the Red Book, Memories, Dreams, Reflections, Man and His Symbols, his entire collected works, and we fed all of it, every last page, into an analytical AI. We wanted to see if a machine could deconstruct this giant of psychology and put his ideas back together in a way that makes sense for us, right here, right now.
Look, let's be honest. Jung can be dense. He's one of the most influential thinkers of the last century, for sure, but his work is complex. So our goal was to cut through all the noise and find the essential signal. We just asked the AI a series of really direct questions.
And what came back was frankly fascinating. The AI didn't just dump a bunch of summaries on us. No, it organized Jung's whole universe of thought into this incredibly clear, compelling structure. So, let's dive in. This is what it had to say.
All right, so here's the roadmap the AI laid out for us. It broke its findings down into 5 key parts. First up, we get Jung in a nutshell. Then it shines a light on his prophetic visions. After that, it digs up some of the psyche's hidden gems and even tries to extrapolate his unfinished thoughts. And finally, it applies all of this to our world today. So yeah, let's start with the basics.
Our very first question to the AI was pretty simple. Just distill the guy for us. Explain Carl Jung in one word, then one sentence, and then a single paragraph.
The AI's one-word answer? Wholeness. And you know what? It's perfect. Because when you really boil it all down, Jung's entire life's work is about that journey, the journey to becoming a complete, integrated human being. It's all about bringing together all the different conflicting and even hidden parts of yourself into one unified whole.
For the one-sentence summary, the AI snagged this direct quote, which gets to the heart of Jung's biggest concept, individuation. Now, this doesn't mean being individualistic or selfish or anything like that. It actually means becoming indivisible, unable to be divided. It's that lifelong process of self-realization, of becoming the person you were always meant to be.
And for the paragraph, the AI just laid out the absolute building blocks of his thought. It starts with the collective unconscious, this idea that we all have a shared psychic blueprint, something inherited from all of human history. And inside that blueprint are the archetypes, these universal symbols like the hero, the trickster, the wise old man. One of the most important archetypes is the shadow. That's the dark side we all have. Then you've got the anima and animus, the inner feminine and masculine parts of our psyche. And for Jung, the whole point of life, the whole game, is individuation, the conscious journey of meeting and integrating all these different pieces of yourself.
Okay, so that was our next challenge for the AI. Forget all the academic jargon. How do you make this stuff intuitive? How would you explain it to a kid? The AI's answer was just brilliant. It didn't give a definition, it told a story.
It pulled this true story from Jung's own childhood. As a little boy, he carved this tiny wooden figure, gave him a special little stone, and hid him away in the attic. He'd even write these tiny scrolls for the mannequin in a secret language. That little figure was a real living part of his inner world. It was his way of understanding that we all have a secret, private self, a place inside us that nobody else can ever see. And really, at its heart, that's what Jung's psychology is all about. Exploring that amazing inner world to find your way and become whole.
All right, let's move on to the next section. We asked the AI to find Jung's most prophetic ideas. The things he saw coming way, way before anyone else.
The AI identified this core diagnosis. Jung believed that modern humanity was suffering from a dangerous psychic cleavage, a split. We've become way too rational, too focused on the external world, and totally disconnected from our instincts, our spirituality, our unconscious roots. He saw this incredible one-sidedness as a huge threat, because he believed that whatever we repress, whatever we push down, it doesn't just go away. It builds up pressure until it erupts.
Now this is where it gets really wild. How did Jung see this split playing out? Get this. UFOs. Decades before it was a huge cultural thing, Jung wrote about flying saucers. But he wasn't talking about little green men. No, he saw them as a modern myth. He figured that with traditional religion losing its grip, our deep archetypal need for salvation, for wholeness, for connection to something divine, it was getting projected up into the heavens. These flying saucers, these round mandalas in the sky, were a symptom of our collective unconscious trying to heal that massive psychic split.
For this next part, we asked the AI to go treasure hunting. We said scan all the minor essays, the footnotes, the letters, find us a powerful idea that almost everyone misses.
And it found this, the psycho base. Okay,
This is a truly radical, mind-bending idea. Jung basically speculated that the deepest layer of our unconscious, where all the archetypes come from, might not be purely psychic at all. It might be some kind of realm that's both psychological and physical, a bridge between mind and matter. The implication here is just staggering. It means the patterns of our psyche could be the very same patterns that structure the universe itself. It just completely blurs the line between our inner world and outer reality.
So next, we decided to push the AI even further. We asked it to take one of Jung's more mystical, kind of unfinished thoughts and just logically extrapolate. See where it might lead.
The AI focused on this old alchemical idea of the union of opposites. Now, Jung was always clear that psychological health meant integrating the opposites inside yourself, good and evil, light and dark, conscious and unconscious. But the AI's extrapolation, which it based on his later religious writings, takes this a huge step further. It suggests this isn't just a personal job, it's a cosmic one. The ultimate union of opposites isn't just inside us, but inside the God image itself. And here's the kicker. It means our human consciousness is the very thing the universe or God uses to become aware of its own totality, its own light and its own darkness. Our personal individuation is actually part of a cosmic individuation. Crazy, right?
And for the final section, we asked the AI to basically act as a Jungian analyst for our time. What would Jung say about social media, about artificial intelligence, about all the pressures of modern life?
On social media, the analysis is razor sharp. It's the ultimate theater of the persona. That's the idealized mask we all present to the world. We carefully curate our profiles to be the successful, happy, put-together person we want everyone to see. But what happens to the rest of us? Well, it all gets pushed down into the shadow, and then that shadow gets projected everywhere. We see the greed, the stupidity, the evil out there in other people and our online enemies, because it's just too painful to see it in ourselves.
When it comes to AI, Jung would probably see it as the ultimate expression of logos, of pure, disembodied, conscious logic. It's like a perfect logical Greek temple. But, and this is a huge but, he would warn us that the psyche isn't just a temple. It's also a torrential, instinctual river. And if we put too much value on pure rationality and try to live entirely in that temple, we risk a catastrophic flood from the unconscious forces we've been ignoring. Balance, as always, is everything.
And finally, on modern life itself, the AI nailed the core conflict, the individual versus the collective. We feel this every single day, right? The pull toward individuation, to be our unique, singular self, and the opposite pull of collective adaptation, the absolute need to fit in, to belong to the tribe. Jung understood that we need both. He wrote that singleness is opposed to communion, but that communion is needful. The whole challenge of living a meaningful life is learning how to navigate that tension, how to be a part of the whole without losing yourself in the process.
So, there you have it. An AI has deconstructed the very architecture of the human soul as Carl Jung mapped it. We've seen how his ideas on wholeness, the shadow, and that lifelong journey of individuation are more relevant today than ever. But it leaves us with one final, crucial question. Now that you have the map, what are you going to do with it? Because the journey of individuation, that amazing exploration of your own inner world, well, that's not something an AI can do for you. That adventure belongs to you and you alone.